Your new Summit tree stand and safety harness could be your best friend in the woods when it comes to harvesting a nice whitetail buck. Hi everybody, I'm Tom Miranda and welcome to Summit Tree Stands Strategies from Above. In the next 30 minutes, you're going to learn how to hunt safely and securely from your new Summit stand, plus learn valuable tips on how to get closer to that buck of your dreams. Did you know that nearly 30% of hunters who choose to hunt from a tree stand fall? And if you fall, you face serious injury or even death. Hunting from a tree stand is serious business. Never wear a safety belt around your waist. Always wear a full body safety harness, or at the very least, the safety belt snug under your arms and around your upper torso. Never use a tree stand while under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or if you're physically impaired. Never use a tree stand during high windstorms, lightning, heavy rain, or ice. Use your head. Never select leaning, diseased, shaggy bark, or dead trees to place your stand, even if it might be the best place to see a buck. Choose a straight, healthy tree, a tree within the diameter specifications of your new Summit stand. Don't ignore the instructions. Watch this video in its entirety and read all instructions carefully before using your new stand. Always pull up your weapon of choice, be it a firearm or bow. Never climb with a weapon. Never bounce on your stand to seat it to the tree. Never use this tree stand for anything other than hunting. Never use this stand to climb a utility pole. Never, ever climb into or hunt from this tree stand without a fall restraint system. And always use a TMA certified tree stand. What is a TMA certified tree stand? Let's watch.
All manufacturers of tree stands have the opportunity to submit their products for independent testing and certification in the Tree Stand Manufacturers Association. Submitted stands and climbing devices are put through a vigorous battery of tests to determine if the stands are structurally and geometrically sound. Only the stands that pass all tests and are manufactured per approved quality assurance procedures gain the TMA certification seal. Summit's complete line of stands, climbers, and climbing devices wear the TMA seal of certification, assuring you well-designed quality products. Safety and reliability are built into each Summit stand. But remember, how safe your new tree stand really is depends on you. It's your responsibility to understand how the stand operates, to set it up safely, and to wear an approved fall restraint device when using the stand. Summit stands come pre-assembled, so fresh out of the box, it's ready to use. Almost. Review the instructions and watch this video in its entirety. Traction strips are also supplied. Peel and stick these to the top side of the platform base. Comfort pads are supplied on some models. Install per directions. Summit stands use an ingenious air bladder seat. This makes long days in the stand comfortable. It's recommended that the seat be inflated with air before climbing. These seats are strong and will last as long as your stand. A full-body safety harness is also included with all climbers. Familiarize yourself with how the harness is worn and with all working parts of the stand and climber. It's recommended that the stand or climber be set up in the backyard. Get familiar with how it works, how your cable attaches, how the foot straps work, how your harness works, how the pack straps work. Most hunts start or end in low light conditions. Be familiar with the stand before your first hunt afield. The safety harness comes in two parts: the harness itself and the rope tether. The harness can be worn under or over your jacket. Put on the harness at the truck before going to the stand. Straps are supplied to hold the climber and stand together, and pack straps for easy carrying. Summit's aluminum construction makes your new stand very light and strong.
To pack up your climbing stand is really nice because they all pack up exactly the same way. In every case, you pack the base platform inside the top, snug it down. If it's got a backrest on it, pull the backrest bungee cords up and attach them to the platform. That way everything's up on your back and it's not flopping around. Take your green strap, since you've got to have it anyway, run it around. You don't want anything rattling around as you're going through the woods. Cinch it down real nice. Always make sure that your cables are facing down. Put the stand on your back. Nothing sticks up over your shoulders, you're ready to go.
Most successful hunters scout pre-season and locate stand sites. When scouting, take your summit. When good areas are located, you can climb up and remove small branches, readying the site for your hunt. Be sure and select a good, sound tree. Severely leaning trees, dead trees, diseased trees, ones with scaling bark should always be avoided. Also, avoid tree diameters fewer than 8 inches and over 20 inches. After selecting a suitable tree, unpack and separate the units. Install the stand or base platform first. Rotate the hatch cover and remove the cable from one side of the platform. Swing the cable around the tree base and reattach. Be sure and seat a cable stop in the back of the bracket. Depending on the size of the tree, it may be necessary to adjust the other side cable so the stand sits centered on the tree. Always seat both cable stops to the back of the bracket and close both hatch covers.
To keep your cable cover in good condition like this, what you want to do is to slide the cable into the slot, pull it all the way against the back of the bracket, then close the hatch cover. That way when you close the hatch cover, it won't cut the coating off of the cable. With a climbing stand, one of the things that you always have to do is judge the angle that the platform needs to be so that it'll be relatively level when you get to your hunting height. Trees in a swamp have a bigger base, therefore they need to have a lot more angle right here when you begin climbing. Trees like this that are on the side of a ridge generally don't taper as much, so you can get by with a little bit less severe angle when you start your climb.
Practice will allow you to judge this angle better with different tree diameters and climbing heights for a level stand. With Summit's snakeable cable system, slight leveling adjustments can also be made at hunting height, and this will be discussed later. Now, attach the climber in the same manner. Note that it can be more or less level at the start because it can be adjusted as you climb. Use the supplied rope to tie both the climber and the platform together. This will ensure the platform cannot drop away and out of your reach. If you're hunting, deploy your pull-up rope and attach your weapon to it. Be sure weight of the weapon positions muzzle down or quiver up for ascending, and place the weapon on the back side of the tree. Attach the other end of the pull-up rope to your climber. Climb carefully onto the platform. Secure the rope tether around the tree and attach it to your harness. Next, place boot toes under the platform strap and tighten with the loose end of the strap. Pull each elastic heel cord over your heel onto the back of each boot. To begin climbing, set the climber at sitting height for stand-up, sit-down models or elbow height for hand climber models.
Let me take just a moment here to share with you the difference between using a hand climber and what we also know as a sit-down stand-up climber. As we all know, with a sit-down stand-up climber, you're actually raising the climber portion up just high enough where that you can sit on the bar or a seat, whichever version that you have. Now, in utilizing a hand climber, it's a little different. One of the advantages to a hand climber is that you can take larger strides up the tree as you climb. What I like to do is actually raise the climber up to a comfortable level where my forearms are parallel to the ground. Therefore, when I'm actually climbing, I'm carrying the load here on my forearms instead of trying to do an old physical dip or pull-up with the climber. What you'll find is that this is much easier, and it also allows you to be much quieter while climbing.
Put all of your weight on the climber. Then, Rotate the platform with your feet and pull up. Re-engage the tree with the platform and add weight. As the platform takes your weight, move the climber up the tree. Reposition your safety tether rope and repeat. Don't try to go too fast. 12 to 15 inches per operation is recommended. Do not tip your weight on your toes unless you are ready to move the platform, as this tends to disengage the stand from the tree. Never use this summit climbing stand without the approved stand platform or climber. Climb up to large branches to break up your outline. 12 to 15 feet is usually high enough for success. Once at hunting height, double-check the security of your harness and rope tether.
One of the misconceptions with climbing tree stands is that they're noisy when climbing. Let me tell you a couple things that we've done to help eliminate that problem. Probably the most important feature is the cable that we use. This cable is rated for 8,600 pounds. Now that's plenty strong for you and I. But the reason we've gone with such a strong cable is the stiffness. What that allows me to do is as I put weight on the platform, the cable will conform to the tree. But as I climb, you notice how it stays in its original position. It doesn't flop down, therefore dragging the bark of the tree. Now that's only one thing that we have done. Probably the most important thing in keeping the climbing tree stand quiet in the woods is the hunter themselves. What you need to do is when you're climbing, pay close attention to actually raising the platform or the back bar away from the tree, pulling out and raising the platform. One of the things that I like to do in doing this is when I'm climbing, I actually look down the tree to make sure that the cable isn't dragging the back of the tree and that I'm not dragging the front of the tree with the front contact surfaces. I think if you take your time and you're patient, you'll find that you can climb using a climbing tree stand very quietly and efficiently.
As you can see, I'm up to my hunting height here. I'm probably 14 or 15 feet off the ground. And you can see that the platform is not exactly level. One of the advantages of this flexible back bar, this cable on this stand, is that you can level it. The way you do it is that you pull the back bar, the cable, against the back side of the tree, and then you see the platform is loose, and then I can reposition it, and you see how it leveled up. Now I've got a level platform and I don't have to worry about undoing anything. It's simple and it's easy, and it's one of the things that I do when I hunt with this stand.
This should be done with boots firmly in the climbing straps. It's not necessary to bend over to remove your boots from the straps. Simply slide one foot back to clear the foot strap. Then remove the other. Be sure and adjust the rope tether so it's just long enough to allow you to sit down. Secure the seat frame to the tree by wrapping the supplied strap and buckle around the tree. Then, bungee the seat back into position. As this test video illustrates, falling from the stand, even with a safety belt, is a violent event. Now, carefully pull up your weapon and prepare to see game. When it's time to get down, lower your weapon to the opposite side of the tree and unhook the seat bungee and straps. Reattach the foot straps and bungee cords. Adjust the safety rope. Apply all of your weight to the climber. Using your feet, pivot and disengage the platform. Move it down the tree. Re-engage. Slowly add your weight. Move the climber down. Adjust safety rope and repeat. Once down, climb off the platform carefully and unhook the safety rope only when both feet are firmly on the ground.
And that's all there is to it. Climbing tree stands have revolutionized modern tree stand hunting. They're safe, easy to use, and a great hunting strategy. Climbing stands give you the mobility to move every day or even every couple of hours. But you know, hang-on stands are also very popular. Summit's Swift Tree climbing system, combined with their easy-to-set-up cable and fang hang-on stands, make them the absolute best choice in hang-on stands. No hang-on is better built or easier to put up.
Summit's Swift Tree Climbing Pole is a safe, easy way to climb into a hang-on platform. Setting up Swift Tree is quick and does not damage the tree. Put all 3 sections of Swift Tree together at the base of the tree where you will hang the stand. Be sure and select a solid, non-leaning tree, 8 to 22 inches in diameter. The bottom section of Swift Tree has a wire base. Fit the other 2 sections together so they slide solid into each other. Stand the unit up against the tree. Be sure all parts will touch the tree. If not, move around the tree until a straight line is accomplished. Wrap the first tie rope around the tree and seat the base firmly into the ground. Form a horizontal loop and push the unit so the U-shaped standoff tube contacts the tree. The rope is threaded through the opposite loop and brought back to the tie-off. Wrap the rope tight and use half-hitch knots to secure. As you climb up Swift Tree, you must use a safety harness with a lineman's hookup. Always ascend or descend with safety equipment.
Whenever you're setting up the Swift Tree, make sure to always keep your weight completely on the lower section that you've already tied to the tree. Then tie the upper section and move up as you go.
Climb and secure the remaining 2 tie ropes. Be sure and make these snug. To put up a Summit hang-on stand, climb back down Swift Tree. Unhook the safety line and gather up the needed stand equipment.
Using this new cable bracket for our fixed position tree stands is so simple. All you do is disconnect it, put it around the tree, and it doesn't have to be pulled extremely tight. That's all that's required right there. Now the fangs on the tree stand platform will hook into this bar for super easy engagement to the tree.
Tie a pull-up rope to the platform and loop it around your harness. Be sure the rope is long enough to let the stand rest on the ground until you are ready to pull it up. Put the cable and bracket assembly over your shoulder. Reattach the safety line and climb. Near the top of Swift Tree, re-establish your safety rope. Then, attach the cable and bracket. Just like the Summit climbers, it's best to assemble these stands a few times at ground level to become familiar with the proper procedure and application. Once attached, pull up the platform and hook it using the fangs into the bracket. The platform can be leveled slightly by pulling it away from the tree and raising or lowering the back edge up or down, repositioning it. With the safety rope tether repositioned and firmly attached, step into the center of the stand, carefully putting weight on until you know the stand is secure. Once on the stand, secure the seat with the supplied strap and cinch it tight to the tree. If your stand uses a trophy chair, pull it up with a rope to the stand. Wrap the rope with the attached S-hook around the tree. This rope can be lengthened or shortened by pulling on the loose end. Attach the S-hook to the welded wire loop at the top of the chair and pull on the loose rope to tighten. Pull tight. Be sure the seat is positioned slightly higher than the desired sitting position. Adding your weight will pull it down slightly. Next, take the supplied 1-inch strap and buckle. Secure this to the base around the tree and pull snug. Finally, use the elastic cord to secure the seat back. To take down your seat, stand, or Swift Tree, repeat all these steps in reverse order and remember to always wear your fall restraint device. Your new Summit stand, climber, or Swift Tree will provide years of trouble-free service. Periodic maintenance and especially a visual once-over of the equipment prior to use will ensure mechanically safe gear. Check the cable for nicks or wear. The plastic coating is for quietness only, but if the metal cable is nicked or worn, replace it. Replacement cables are available from the Summit factory by calling 256-260-2124. Visually inspect all parts. Cracked welds, bent, or dented parts can occur from dropping the stand as you take it down or in transit. If ever there is a question on the reliability or soundness of the stand or cable, call the factory. Don't use the stand. Also, inspect and care for your climbing harness and rope tether. They are the first line of defense against a fall and your lifeline in an accident. Worn straps, rope, or broken buckles need to be replaced before use. Or for the highest level of protection, consider purchasing a full-feature, full-body harness. If you own an older Summit stand with bolts, knobs, or pins, be sure and check these each time you use the unit. Also, remember never to leave your tree stand out year-round. Premature weathering and oxidation can fatigue structural parts. Store your stand in a dry barn or garage. John Waller Sr. is a mechanical engineer who founded Summit Tree Stands. John loves hunting and the outdoors and is dedicated to building the absolute best tree stands.
This right here on my back is the original Summit Tree Stand we put together back 1981. It's pretty old and beat up, but it's had a lot of use. It's got a folding seat, it's all welded steel construction. Had a lot of hunters using these. I started deer hunting back in the early 60s, and back then, of course, I was on the ground for a few years and found out that wouldn't work. So I started finally climbing trees in order to get one of these whitetails. And back then what I did, I found a tree that had a fork in it. And I took a roll of strap and I made a little nest, so to speak, to sit right in the fork of that tree. Then I got a little smarter and I made a little back so I could lean back. So I had a backrest, but I was limited because I couldn't shoot to the left, I couldn't shoot to the right. I only had a small angle I could shoot in, obviously couldn't shoot behind me. And so I started building some platforms, just some simple hang-on stands, and of course I'd put on tree climbers and go up the tree. I had tried all kinds of paraphernalia to get up the tree. And I guess Ben Southard over at Lock-On, he and I probably started about the same time, but he developed a hang-on product that was great and he put it on the market. So after a while, I ran across a guy by the name of Jim Baker over in Pine Mountain, Georgia. Saw the first Baker climbing tree stand go up a tree at a big archery tournament. And to me, I said, now there's an idea. So I started working with climbing tree stands. And being an engineer, I had a little bit of an advantage there because I could look at the geometry and the forces and stresses and so forth. So I started building climbing tree stands. People understood that the camouflage, the stability, the quietness, and so forth, the comfort, really helped them. By being comfortable, staying there a long time, your chances are much, much better.
Today, John Sr., along with his sons Johnny, Ron, Will, and son-in-law David, build Summit tree stands to exacting tolerances and specifications. Standards that make Summit stands state-of-the-art equipment, the best available.
With your new Summit tree stand, you may want to look at some of the accessories that we offer. We've got a footrest kit that you can get that takes a little bit of the pressure off the back of your legs. It comes with all the hardware you need to mount it onto your platform. We've also got a gun rest kit that's actually a pivoting gun rest that mounts on the front of the Viper. That really makes it easy to make long shots on moving game. Another accessory we've got that's new for this year is called the Viper Blind. It's a big bag, basically, that insulates you. It's got insulation underneath, on the sides, and in the front. It's got elastic in it so that you can stand up to take bow or gun shots. It's a really nice addition to your stand. Another accessory item you may want to think about is what we call camo tape. What this is 12 feet of an adhesive back tape that gives 3D definition to your stand. You can stick it on your platform, on your top, anywhere, and it gives a little more definition. The last item I want to talk about is what we call Viper side bags. You can buy these as a pair or as a single bag. What I like to do is store emergency items. Anything from an extra flashlight to a saw knife to a regular knife, even a cell phone, because you never know what's going to happen when you're hunting.
You know, the theory behind these climbing tree stands is mobility. I consider my tree stand just as vital as my bow when I go in the woods hunting whitetail. Without it, I'm not going to be nearly as successful. Being able to find the hottest sign, climb quietly, get set up, and sit there for a long time will make me a successful bow hunter. If I don't like that spot, I can quietly climb down, repack it, and move to another location, all in the same morning hunt if desired. It's a really great way to hunt.
Let me share a little tip with you on carrying these climbing tree stands. One thing that I like to do is each of these climbing tree stands comes with a flexible back bar that has 4 individual stop sleeves. When I'm carrying it or getting ready to go in the woods or coming out of the woods, what I like to do is to actually push the cable all the way in until the last stop sleeve is in the bracket, closing it back up. What that allows me to do is it keeps a smaller cable hanging down below my waist, and it also reduces the noise. Because of the tension that you have in there, it keeps the cable from flopping inside of the tube, therefore making you quieter in the woods.
You know, I really like to bow hunt out of our Viper XL. A lot of guys, though, don't like to have a bar that confines them. They feel like it's going to interfere with their bow limb. We offered a bag system this year. It's called the Bow and Gun System. What that gives you is a complete Viper tree stand that's got the enclosed front on it for stand-up, sit-down climbing. You can use it for bow or gun hunting. For guys who want an open front, we give you the Bushmaster XL top. So then you can use it with your Viper platform, and you've got a bow or a gun tree stand.
I've been bow hunting for whitetails for almost 27 years now. I've never had a serious tree stand accident, and I don't intend to because I wear a fall restraint device. This 4-point body harness here is a one-size-fits-all. It's adjustable using these shoulder straps that pulls the leg straps up so that they're snug. I can wear my jacket over it. The tether strap comes out the back, which secures it to the tree. But that extra 15 seconds that I take every time I go hunting might just save my life.
Let me take a moment here just to share something with you that's extremely important when using this safety harness. When you're attaching the tether to the tree, make sure that you not only pull the end of the rope through, but you also pull the safety cord with the prusik knot through the loop. Now, one nice feature about this prusik knot, you notice that it is adjustable. So I can adjust it depending on the various sizes of the trees. But if I were to ever need this in case of a fall, it actually tightens up on the rope, therefore not adjusting anymore.
Well, as you can see, there's a lot more to this tree stand hunting besides climbing up and getting above the game. It's important that safety be first and foremost. Not following these guidelines could result in serious injury to you or even death. Always wear your safety fall restraint device while climbing into, out of, and while in your tree stand. And never climb into a tree stand under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or if you're physically impaired. Always use common sense in bad weather, and pick a sound, straight, safe tree. Pull up your weapon and read all directions thoroughly. These few simple procedures are rules to live by. Good luck and good hunting. And thanks for purchasing a Summit tree stand. All new, all aluminum, and all yours.